Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Black Eel Podcast with your hosts, Scott and Mike. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Season 3 of Visions, Star Wars Visions to be specific. We're going to go over each episode, kind of what our thoughts were, and just in general what we're expecting, because it's looking like we're going to be getting a Season 4. Um,
As we've talked about before, there's really no end to this because it's not canon, so they could just do whatever they want.
well,
And
yeah, but there was one episode that would literally said to be continued, so that's why I was like, they're definitely.
I know, but I was just more
No, you're
like we've
right.
talked about this 100 times, where it's like there's no as long as people watch it and are interested in it, they can do this as long as they want.
Correct.
Um,
So after we go through all 9 episodes, we're then going to be moving on to a character spotlight for me, and then we're going to end right there. So I think we talked about this a little bit yesterday in person, but what were your thoughts overall for this season before we go dive into each individual thing?
I liked it overall. I thought as a whole they were all. I thought they were all pretty good.
Yes.
Ranking them from like the seasons, I think season one was still best. I think season one and then season three, and I think season two is last for me at the moment.
I
Um,
100% agree with you. I think for me though, it was like season 1 and season 3 were so close together in my opinion.
yeah,
But it just the first one just slightly goes over, and
I agree.
I agree with
And
you.
one of the big things is I think. So like as I say, I think season one was still best, but overall, I think season three, all of the episodes, I did really enjoy. I think just season one, the episodes that were good were
Really good.
really good. So it etches that out to like as we've talked about 100 times. Season one, the first episode was Ronan, and the duel, phenomenal. And then it went to episode two, which was still good. It was the band, but
Yeah,
you know,
it wasn't. Yeah, it was just one of those things where, and I kind of felt like they did something very similar to this season, where I felt like the second episode kind of fell short just because of the first one.
I mean, I
Um,
agree with that, but I still like
but
I
I will
still
say that this second episode was better than
I
the
yeah
other second episode.
yeah.
But so let's get right into this. And Mike, let's talk about the duel, the payback.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the animation incredible. I think it. I think it's the animation in all of them. I have to say worked really well. But I
All of
think for
them
this,
really well. The only there was only one that was a little bit weird, but it was the point of the episode.
yeah, we're gonna
Um,
talk about that one because
that's
I
why I didn't
told you.
specify.
No, no, I know. I had to, and we'll get into that. But that's the only one I had to watch more than once. So yeah, I had to watch more than once because I didn't understand it. The
Yeah,
second episode here I had to watch again because I think I fell asleep. Um,
yeah,
but anyway, so the duel was incredible. I also like that we got more in depth of his character where he was a
yeah.
Sith.
Mm-hmm.
And then
The
decided
Sith that turned against the Sith. So I thought that was I
he's
thought
the
that
Sith
was
Sith hunter.
yeah. Now he's a Sith hunter. Yep.
And then the Jedi is a robot killer, bounty hunter.
The Jedi is a robot that is seeking revenge again or hunting down Sith, and
But
specifically
specifically looking for that
wants
particular one.
he's looking for Ronan because he wanted revenge because I guess Ronan's the one that did what he did to him. Um,
Yes.
so the story was like I love this one because obviously the first episode. This is the first uh story continuation that they did, and
This
obviously we got more backstory, like you said, more backstory for Ronan, and I thought it was great, giving him more character. Obviously, in the first episode that we saw him, he was cool and collective, and he just was a mysterious character. And
we knew
now with
nothing
this,
about him, and that's what made him so great. We know
yeah,
more about him, and it actually worked in the benefit of the story,
yeah,
because this was, I think, correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first time where Sith were not the bad guys, meaning like this. Like normally, there's a Sith that turns good, but this time it was the Sith that were not the bad guys, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, it was very very interesting. They were the ones, they were the underdogs in this situation, and you're sitting there rooting for them. Uh, and I gotta say, the other girl over there, when I know we had talked about it when the trailer dropped about the new lightsaber that they did. I didn't realize it was a part. It was her, like an attachment for her, that she got her arm cut off, and it
Well,
literally was her arm.
to be fair, they don't give us that information in the trailer, but you're right. It looked so good, and I also like the fact that they were like breaking off one by one
Yeah.
during the battle. I thought that was incredible. The whole thing was incredible to begin with, and at the end we find out that the Jedi really didn't seem to be all that human or alive, I should say. Because at the end,
Well, that at least that particular Jedi.
no, that's what I meant. That particular one is more of what I meant, which I thought was kind of interesting. But overall, I mean, great. I also like the fact that they weren't going to fight each other and then decided to fight each other again. But it didn't seem like they were going to actually kill each other. Because the whole fight started.
Yeah, I thought
The
that
two
was.
the two Sith were fighting each other because he wanted to prove that he was the best, and then the idea and basically remove the Sith. And that's when the Jedi comes. I call him the Jedi, but you get my point. He comes down.
Yeah.
They cause this big thing. They have to then work together. They do so without a problem. And then when it's all said and done, he's like, "Don't be, don't think that I'm done with you. I'll eventually, you know." We'll be dealing with this again, and she's like, "I'm counting on it." And then they start to do a little fight scene, but it seemed more passion than anything else.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. But you are absolutely correct with that. It's some like going off of what you were saying. I just thought it was really funny because she was, she was joking around with him. Like as you were saying about, oh, I'm not done with you. I'm still coming for you.
Hmm.
Uh, but he was like, you realize that our truce is over because now that there is no greater enemy, they can continue what they were doing. And I mean, it's one of those situations where you know it's still in honor of what the Sith is, where it's like they will put aside their differences to take out the stronger foe, but then once that's done, it's like, okay, back to who's the stronger one. um but yeah, I mean, overall, this episode was great. The fight scene, the battle was fantastic. The actual duel between the all three of them were great.
Oh
uh
yeah, the yes, all of it was incredible. No issues whatsoever. It worked out perfectly. I also like the fact of like the fact that the robot grabs the wrong lightsaber, but like at the same time it's the correct one,
mhm.
meaning like
Yep.
it's just of his actions. I thought that was incredible. Just all of it was great. It was the symbolism in all of these were just so well done. Such art
Yeah,
pieces, every single one of them. I felt like they definitely did justice to the idea of what Visions is expecting to be. Um,
absolutely.
but and to be fair, they kind of left it ambiguous where he could continue to come back. So it's like
Oh yeah.
I like that piece too, where it's like it's a nice closure, yes, but it doesn't have to be the end either.
No,
The
this
next
this is
oh,
this is one of those stories that absolutely, because even with the first one, it ended with closure, but because he's a Sith hunter, he can just keep looking for more and more Sith and just keep going from there. So I mean, if they decide to continue with the Ronin character, I imagine we'll learn more of his backstory. Every episode we get, we're gonna get a little bit more knowledge into him,
yeah.
and that'll be
Also,
great.
all of these episodes too, I will say, the robot companions stole the show every time.
For the most part, yeah.
I mean, this one was sliced up, but like still like a main character.
Yeah.
So like I definitely have to say in general, like all of them were great. So the next one, the Song of the Four Wings. I'll let you
Um,
take this one, Michael.
This one, this one was what you're gonna have to
Princess.
remind me a little
This
bit.
was the prince. It
This
was
was
the
the
princess
princess.
who like was helping the kid and the planet. I know I'm gonna be wrong when I say it because there was a lot of snow, but I was thinking Hoth.
I thought it was. Yeah, I thought they did say it was Hoth. No, I
Did
thought they
they?
did. Yeah, I thought
I
I saw. Yeah.
you could so my whole thing was like I don't remember them saying or seeing that it was Hoth. So in my mind, I'm like, the only snow planet I know is Hoth.
No, no, no. I actually no. Yeah, no. I think they did. I think on when they were doing one of the like transition scenes, it had either said Hoth or New Hoth. I don't know what New Hoth means if that's
Oh,
the case.
okay. Yeah, I think I like just wasn't paying attention at that point because this ep-
Possible.
this episode was not as catchy for me. I felt
Yeah.
like where all of the others, I have to say, held my interest the entire time. This one, it wasn't that it was bad. It's just I don't think it just was my
It wasn't,
level.
it was one of the things that you just weren't, it wasn't catching you. I mean, that's
Yeah.
perfectly valid. This is when the girl was scouting things. I'll be honest, I don't actually, out of all the episodes, this is the one that I remember the least.
Correct,
And
right? It's like it's awful to
what's,
say.
no, but what's funny is that I remember enjoying it, but compared to everything else, I'm blanking on it. And that's actually really bothering me because I did enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't hate it whatsoever. It just didn't stand out. So I definitely think because of me not remembering much of it, I don't think it was like it's definitely the worst one out of the season.
Yeah.
Um, and
I mean, you even mentioned that you even mentioned you fell asleep in the middle of it and had to watch it again. So I mean, that really
and I
tells you
watched
what.
so the idea is I watched it twice and still don't remember much.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know what I mean? So it's like it clearly didn't. It was probably very visual and very nice, like everything else. But like, because I remember the animation not bad, like it was actually really good and everything
Yep.
else. But
All
the
of the animation, like you
no,
said, was fantastic.
yeah, each one fit for the story that they were going for.
Mhm.
Um, but let's move on to then the Ninth Jedi, Child of Hope. This one was which one was this one?
This was the continuation of the girl looking for her
Oh,
father.
that's right. She was the one that got the scar on her face.
No, no, that one is the Lost Ones. This is the one where the girl got. They were the group of the group of Jedi's were getting chased by the Empire. They shot at the ship and she got flung out into space. And this is with the robot Toto. Um,
Yeah, this she had the scar on her chin.
no, that was the lot. That was the Lost Ones with the scar.
Cause she was on the smuggler ship, right? She was this the one where the planet was carbonated?
No, no, no.
Which one is I don't know this one.
This is the one where she was, like I said, she was looking for her father. Her father was the lightsaber maker, crafter, and the Empire was hunting her down because her father stopped.
Oh, yes. Sorry, no. And it was all like the Jedi. Yeah.
Yep, the Jedi came. Well, no. It was well. This is the first episode, but the Jedi had come to the quote unquote Jedi had come to
Meeting place.
the Grand Master, and they ended up being all Sith except for like two.
Yes. Now I remember. Sorry. Now go right ahead. My
Uh,
apologies. Now I'm
so
like, okay.
so in this one, she ends up getting the Empire is still chasing them.
Yep.
She gets shot out of the ship somehow, and she's floating in space, and she ends up going to a lost ship that had been lost for, they didn't specify how long, but it was
It's
a
like
very very long time.
it was considered an ancient ship, right?
It
Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And when she got so there's a little robot in the ship. I believe his name was Toto.
Well, why you make me laugh on that is because in the Lost Ones, there's the tiny robot, and that's what threw me off.
Oh, the little, yep, no,
So that's why I was
yeah.
like, that's the one I'm talking about. That's why I
Yeah,
said,
my description was literally could go for either one.
that's why I was like, and it's the Jedi, and I'm like, yeah, the Jedi. That's because they're after her. I get it. I know. I watched, and then I'm realizing I'm thinking of the wrong one. But anyway, sorry. Continue.
The difference is that the difference was in the Lost Ones there's only one Jedi, and this one there's multiple Jedi.
That is also true. That is also true.
So the little robot senses her coming in. He brings her onto the ship. He heals her, I guess, and he talks about how he has been alone because his master was injured. He put him in the Bacta tank, and then there was a collapse of the ship, and he had not been able to reach his master since. Again, no time had been specified, but again, at least I would say at least a millennia, because like you said, it seemed like an ancient ship.
Yeah, and then when they
Um,
finally get this,
when
that's
they
right.
finally,
This was the best robot companion. He
yes,
almost looked. He looked.
this
You know who he looked like? He looked like Robbie, Herbie. Sorry, Herbie.
Herbie, yeah. I like. I mean, so I'm gonna jump a little bit, but I
No, go
think
right ahead.
this one is my favorite companion, and the bounty hunter was my favorite companion.
The bounty hunter, I think is my favorite. Um,
Those were the two best. I don't know which one was my favorite. Yeah, it's because they both made me laugh, and they were both just, for different reasons too, because it's like this one is just like innocent and like just wants to help people and whatever, and the other one is like just like had a personality disorder.
well, he had two personalities programmed into him, which was a problem.
Yep.
But no, I'm sorry.
And then the overall theme of this story too is that she is supposed to be a Jedi, and she cannot control her powers. She can't control her emotions to control her
Right.
Force abilities. And as she is working with Toto, she is becoming more and more. She is more able to use her powers, and that is also part of the other Jedi that they are with. They said that they can sense that she is the most powerful Jedi. She just needs practice and discipline. So I thought, this is definitely one of the ones that is obviously getting another story.
Yeah, because this was the one that said to be
This is the
continued.
one that said to be continued. So, um,
Yeah, because she's right now she's just floating in space in a escape pod.
no, she got saved. She was floating in space, but the episode ended with her group finding her and bringing her on board, and it ended with them saying like she is our only hope.
Yeah.
And she was crying because Toto sacrificed himself when she was getting hunted down by the bounty hunters.
Yeah, because the
Uh,
place blew up.
yep,
The plant,
he
wherever she
the
was blew up.
the ship or whatever it is, he
Yeah,
set a self destruct sequence.
because that was the other thing where it's like I know they on the description of the episode they say it's a ship, but like I also didn't feel like it was a ship some of the time. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
talking about?
Well, I mean, no. I mean, these ships are massive, so I mean.
No. I get that. But yeah, no, definitely. This is a good one. Happy to see that we will be getting an episode 3.
Yeah.
The next one, the bounty hunter. Now this one went exactly how I thought it was gonna go.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like soon as we see her be like in the beginning, she's a she's being basically her whole squadron was destroyed and she was left alive with a cut on her eye because that's a typical Star Wars thing. Um, and then we see her being basically blacklisted by everyone under the sun. And then a technology mogul, I guess the best way to describe him, kind of tries to reel her in to see if she'll work for him. And like the moment he's like, I brought all these kids in, I'm like,
You a bad guy.
he's the worst person of them all. You know what I honestly thought, and although we still don't know this for a fact, but I'm like, did he cause the wars to make them orphans? Like, is that what
Oh
he
yeah.
did? But
Yeah.
to be fair, that was left ambiguous. But it didn't matter. He was definitely using them and abusing them.
He was obviously exploiting them,
Oh,
and
100%. And then the collars. As soon as I saw the collar, I went, "Oh, slaves!" And
yep.
and literally, he's like, "Oh, that's just to keep them healthy." And I'm like, "No, nobody puts collars on people to make sure that
Yep.
they're healthy, regardless of whether it's interdimensional or not. Nobody puts collars on people for good reasons." Ever.
Slavery means the same thing across all cultures. So,
all galaxy, the whole far away.
yep.
But no, I did like it. I also like the fact of like the droid being like, we need to just do this to get money because I'm sick and tired of having these two personalities. I'm half medic droid and half assassin droid. How does that make sense? So like he takes people out. He's like, make sure you don't.
I'm supposed to take these people out and then save them. Come on. That was he was just so funny. I he fit this episode so well, and he still like he felt out of place, but it worked
Did not.
perfectly.
It
Yeah.
was so weird. It's like, yeah, I 100% agree with you. And then I also like the fact that he leaves, takes the ship, and then realizes she was helping him and trying to figure out his problem. And he's just kind of like, even though he's a droid, it's like, I got to turn around.
Yeah, he's the guilt. It's like, dang.
Oh, so she was trying to do it, and then she gets in the ship, and he's like, oh, so after they're all done, because they defeat him, shockingly, they release everyone. She doesn't take. Oh no, she. I'm assuming she takes the credit she got. Um, but she
I think she
gives
did.
the,
Yeah.
but she gives them
Oh
to
yeah, yeah,
everyone
yeah.
else.
Because he gave her the credits first, so she got
That's right.
paid,
That's right. Yeah.
and then yeah,
Then it was the
um,
betrayal. But
yeah.
yeah, so it was. I love that piece, especially with like the paintings and everything else. And then when they're in the ship together, he's like, "So are we going to whatever?" And she's like, "Have you been listening to my private messages?" Yeah, this was my ship. I had the right to. It's not private anymore.
I loved it. Something that I liked that the only like obviously she was already against slavery. She was very uncomfortable with that from the second she saw it. She was willing to put it aside because she desperately needed the credits. But when she saw the group of kids that she was hunting down, that she recognized that they were related, she like instantly she was willing to put away her bounty hunter morals, I guess, and help those in need. I you know that was great.
Yeah,
Um,
correct. No, I definitely agree. I also like that we got the separatist droids in this as well.
yeah.
Weirdly enough, it fit perfectly.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, there was nothing I didn't like about it. I mean, it was awful in the best way possible, in the sense of like the parts that were bad were because it was meant to depict bad things.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so I very much enjoyed it.
No, it was a great
No,
episode. Great
definitely couldn't
episode.
think of
Great
it.
story. This is also what like this is another one that could potentially continue on if they wanted. You know, just her going and doing other jobs. And I mean, here's the thing though. Uh, I'm curious why he would need to go get the dual personality taken care of, because technically he killed off the medical side of the droid because he had to sacrifice one of them.
I think the
I
idea
mean,
was
obviously
if
they
he
could
gets
probably
repaired, it's
repair him
repaired.
still. Yeah.
And I think the other thing too was he doesn't want to be an assassin droid.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he wants to be a medic.
I think that yeah, I think he was meant to be a medic droid and then had the assassin droid be put in.
Yeah, that the
But
assassin
yeah,
came after. Yeah.
that correct. That's what I'm guessing, but I don't know that for a fact. The next one was such a cute one. I enjoyed
Yeah,
this so much.
this one was
This
adorable. It was really sad, but they
oh
made
no,
it
agreed,
so
agreed.
cute. Um,
I I think the big thing for me with this one was the fact of like we definitely got like the Skeleton Crew esque vibe of this, where
yeah.
it's like kids being like, "But you said," and it's like, "Yeah, he's a bad guy. Of course, he's gonna say it to get you to do what he wants."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So the whole concept of this was this little girl. Oh no, sorry, little boy. Sorry,
Little
that
boy.
threw me off too.
It was.
No,
I
I
thought
got
it was a
I
little
got
girl.
thrown off. Anyway, so the idea is the little boy is orphaned and has a big bear droid, who apparently can cook meals in his gut. Um,
Because that's the takeaway of the episode, that the
it
bear
just
can
it
cook it.
like when he pulled that out of him, I just wasn't prepared. I was mentally scarred for a while. So the whole idea was her parents had died. We didn't know anything about her parents whatsoever, um, at least for a while. Then we have this street rat kid looking for who we find out later is obviously her parents. Um, and the droid freaks out at the sight of it and runs away. He figures out where they are. He tells this guy who he was being hired to, turns out to be a smuggler. Apparently, they stole from him, and he wants his treasure back with interest. So they go there. They don't find the parents because they died. and then the bear, he basically the street rat gets the girl, I mean the boy out of there, and the bear goes willingly to go with them to show him where the treasure is. But he kept saying multiple times that there really isn't a treasure like you think it is.
Hmm. I mean, the bear was saying that he just kept trying to push it in a different direction. Like, oh, there is no treasure, and then it was like, it's not what you think it is. Uh, you know,
Because it really
he
wasn't
was
a
trying.
treasure. It wasn't. It wasn't
No,
like your stereotypical treasure. I'll say that.
yeah, no, definitely wasn't. But it was it was one of it was I don't really know how to explain like how the bear droid was trying to do in terms of like he was trying to keep it away and he was trying to not have them get into it. Um
But even after we saw it, it still didn't seem like treasure that a bounty that bounty hunters would want. Like like
I mean,
scav.
it definitely wasn't. I think the bear was worried that because out of their anger they would have destroyed it.
No,
Um
that is more of what I was thinking than anything else. So the idea was they all get down there, they all figure this out. Um, there's a little bit of a fight with this weird creature that's in the cave.
this
Um,
cave dwelling monster.
Not the brightest creature because it keeps falling down this deep cavern multiple times. Um,
Fell for the same trick twice.
multiple times. Um, and anyway, so then they escape and everything else. Then they go inside. The scavengers are knocked down. Correct? They're knocked
They
down.
fall down the hole with the creature.
Correct. 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 And so then the robot brings them over, brings the two kids over. They go down to where the parents, I'm assuming, used to live with the kid. And
Or
then we
just
see the
some kind of bunker or something.
correct, but that's the idea was that's where they had all their memories and everything else. So
Yeah.
then they have the ship and they pretty much they just leave the planet and they were going to be basically traveling space.
Yep. I liked the holograms of like the important moments that they had with the kid.
Again,
Um I thought that was great, and I loved the end. The last one that they had was that they turned towards the camera and basically like you know showed affection towards them. Uh I thought I it was such a small thing that
it works so
meant
well.
so much for this particular episode. Um
It works so well. It works so well in every shape and way, right? So the
yeah.
idea was it just worked out perfectly. Very happy with it. The animation was good. It was a very warm-hearted story, and it worked
Mhm.
well. So the next one was the one I thought we were talking about
This is
earlier,
the one with the Jedi with the scar.
but she hasn't considered herself really a Jedi either, um,
Now,
which is a whole other thing. But anyway, so the idea is she's on the planet where the carbonite is turned into a gaseous form. It basically turns people into carbonite statues.
yep.
But
And not
then
just people, the entire planet.
correct, correct, correct. But it creates these storms that does that.
Yep.
And basically, we see like families were literally turned to carbonite, and it appears that they can't be turned back. Um,
Well, they don't know how to.
oh, that's what it is. That's what it is.
They
I thought there was something
their
where it's
hope
like they were trying to figure it out.
yeah, they're hoping their hope, or at least most of the people, their hope is that the Empire would come and help them.
Yeah, but that's not
Uh,
happening.
but obviously, this group of people that they're with know better and know the Empire does not care. They want the resources on the planet, and they caused the carbonite gas to spread. And they're just like, you know what? Once we get what we want, we don't care. The planet's
Well,
done.
that's
Who
kind of how they are. Let's be honest.
Yeah, obviously we know how they are, but these people are like, this is our government. They're here to help us, and nah, they just
And then the Empire comes. So she goes to the refugee ship.
yeah.
Um, Makes herself basically just getting herself fixed up, and then she was going to leave. That was kind
Yep.
of her plan.
And she is
Um,
well known on there because she knows many of the people there.
yes,
They do
yes.
not know she is. I'm not going to say Jedi, but at least Force sensitive. They don't. They do not. They did not know
They
that.
don't really know her is the best way to describe that. I would say.
Yeah.
They know her but don't know her at the same time.
The
So
her resources know her, like the
oh
the
yeah, no, the owner of the I don't know what you want to call that person, but like
because she
yes,
does it like she was like the repair medic, whatever, like something like that. Because she
whatever you want to say. I'm not gonna argue with you on. Not that I'm trying to, but it's like I don't really know what.
you don't have an answer, so you're just gonna
Right.
agree with me.
I'm just gonna agree with you is basically it. Like it's like I don't have an answer that's better or different. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So the idea is, the Empire comes. They want her, which I find interesting, because it's like they figured out where she was and then decided to do it that way.
Hmm.
So she goes to the ship. She goes with the guy and the robot, the little robot. He pretends to be turning her in for a prize, and then he goes AWOL and starts trying to mess up the ship. And then she goes into the place where I guess you would say the leader of that particular ship is, and it turns out to be a robotic version of her master.
Yeah, I didn't exactly know what he was
It made so I will tell you what I'm assuming he
because
was.
they never specified what he was. They never said he was a robot. So
No, but he definitely wasn't. He couldn't have been all alive either.
I mean I really don't know. Like
No, they did a good job of like not making it clear. But regardless, the idea was they were going to fight and everything else. And then she pretty much goes into it realizing that she wants to be the Jedi that she wants to be, and then does what she needs to do. However, she has her legs and arms chopped off. Correct?
yeah, so like that was one of the things that also confused me because I don't like obviously if this happened like I don't remember this in the last episode that she was in because this is the other sequel.
Yes.
Um I don't remember if that was explained in the first time we saw her or if this happened like between where she got
I
well they showed that her leg was that was
no
one of
no
the things that was
and I
being
and I
bought by that person.
yeah, and I thought we knew that. I
I didn't
thought.
I did not
I don't
remember.
remember. Maybe I'm just assuming. But like then she had her arm and legs cut in
And
this
both
battle.
legs.
No, I know both
Um
legs.
so
And then she stabs him with the concentrated carbonite, and that's what
mm,
kills him. And then she gets saved by the guy, and they get back onto the ship, and the refugees take off, and then she's with him, figuring
yeah.
out where the ship goes.
So the reason why I actually do like I now remembering the way that that ended, how she sabotaged him with the carbonite. Um, as he was being frozen in carbonite, he expresses how proud he is of her and of the Jedi she became. So I think that was her master. It wasn't robotic or anything. Might have robotic parts or whatever,
That's more of what I was thinking, and then normally I
but
just
I
kind of
mean,
go along
as
with
we
it.
know with the Force and everything, they survive. Look at Darth Maul. Gets cut in half and is he's perfectly fine.
Yes.
Uh, and obviously, like he was saying in the episode, he had so much hatred that if it was life threatening injuries, he could have been brought back to life and used the Empire twisted him into turning Sith.
No,
Um,
absolutely, and I think that's clear cut there. But she
but
also the other thing I want to mention too was her having her limbs cut off and so quickly being there, like sitting up and everything, made me think kind of like, were her limbs all her limbs kind of already get cut off at this point? Because she
it
seemed,
seemed like it, except for the one hand. So
yeah, the one arm. But anyway, so that's how the episode ends, and it was, like I said, it was good. I liked it. There was a lot of like the story got a little weird at times, just because we didn't know a lot.
yeah, like the bringing diving into her past got in this one. It was a little bit weird because of the fact that it kind of came out of nowhere.
Yep,
Uh,
I
and
agree.
it was a lot that got put onto us. Where versus the Ronin episode was like
It was a little bit.
subtle
It was
hints
also like
of his past.
yeah, it was like, oh, he's a hunter, which is something we're not surprised about. You know what I mean? Like, it gave us enough that, like, they gave us a decent amount to, like, fill in the gaps of what we thought we knew already. This
Yeah,
one felt like it was like, this is brand new information. Here you go. Um, but yeah, overall, I mean, still wasn't a bad episode. It was just, that
no,
was
it
a
was
good
still a
one.
great episode. Yeah, yeah.
The next one, The Smuggler.
Also, great episode.
This one was so good. I also liked that the idea of like the royal families using so much makeup and everything else just to kind of hide the fact of who is actually the real royal family.
Hmm. I
Not
mean,
to
it's
say,
it's a common theme in Star Wars. Like, look at as Padme as
No,
Amidala.
I'm not
You know.
disagreeing with you. I'm just stating like my whole thing is it's like it's just so well known everywhere that the family's gonna be attacked first.
Yep.
That's a thing.
Hmm.
And I just like how the
Absolutely.
Empire was grabbing anybody close to the prince's age.
Yeah. Anyone that was a teen was like a late teen was getting thrown in jail.
Yes.
Absolutely wild. Late teen
So the
male. Sorry.
Yeah, and so this bounty hunter basically got this job from this elderly woman, basically stating, "I need you to smuggle two people out of here." And she's like, "It's like, don't worry, we're all against. We all are not liked by the Empire." And she's like, "Okay, we're in." Um, and then it turns out it's the prince, obviously. And then the
Hmm.
second thing is she is a former Jedi,
Yep. Yep. She
um, with a robotic arm
she
or
yes.
cybernetic arm.
She gave up once the order fell, the prince saved her, so she
The royal
vowed.
family, no, the royal family saved her, and so she devoted the rest of her life to them instead of the Force.
I thought she had. Oh, well, I thought she had said that the prince himself had saved her, so she vowed to protect him.
No,
And it
the royal
wasn't. It
family
wasn't.
saved
It
her.
wasn't. It wasn't the Force. It was the Jedi Order.
Oh, that's what it was. Sorry.
Because obviously she uses the
No,
Force.
that is
So,
true. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Also, her fighting skills were incredible.
oh yeah, she had. See, yeah, no, that was great. That fight with the bounty hunter was simple, but
So
it was
good.
still great. And then I mean, I love that the bounty hunter showed up and when they got to the ship and the bounty hunter wanted the prince as his prize, he just took out those two stormtroopers when they realized who it actually was. Um, they just
Which is
just stood no chance.
correct. I mean, that's typical. But yeah, it's just so well done. The design was great. The fight scene was good. Like you said, it was simple but so elegant at the same time.
Yeah.
So well done. And then they all take off together, which is nice.
Yep. 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 And she is offered. So this is this
She's offered
particular
a position.
smuggler. She has always been struggling for credits, and which is why she got with that group because the guy that was the guy that she put her ship in for upgrades and repairs decided that he was gonna rob her essentially and like charge her an obscene amount, and
Mhm.
so she was kind of stuck. Excuse me.
Yeah, and the
So
royal
that's how
family
she
did
got it with them in the first place.
correct. No,
So
you're absolutely right. But yeah, it was great. I loved it. And then she got the job of being like the personal guard. But
yep.
it also got a little weird
Well,
too
personal
because
transport.
yeah, and then it also got a little weird too because it's like it also made me think like he was gonna also ask her to marry him at one point, or he was gonna marry her. That's the
That
one
one was
I got.
so weird. I
That
was like, what?
but to be fair, it's obviously a cultural thing, so it's like it could very well be like the culture that they're trying to pinpoint in. But like for
Yeah.
obviously for us, it's like that's weird.
For you and me, I see him get down on the. I was because the entire time I was when she was like, "Is there something you want to ask her?" I was
Oh
like,
yeah, I
"Okay, he's
assumed
gonna
oh
ask
he's
her
gonna
to
be saying like
stay."
hey yeah he's like I like you very much blah 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 all that stuff like it was gonna be like very romantic esque because he's like falling for her, but then I was not expecting that fully.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that
this
one
this
was
next
that
episode
was. I agree with you. That was
this
weird.
this next episode I thought was really good. This one gave me Kanan vibes.
Yeah.
So it's called The Bird of Paradise. This was about a Padawan who was helping her master fight a Sith user, let's say. Um, I don't know what you would describe her as. I'm assuming just a Sith, right?
Dark side user.
Dark side user. Anyway, so she gets sliced up her eyes specifically, and she's now blind. So she gets knocked to the ground, away from everyone, and now has to try to navigate. And it's like 5 days of her being alone, no nothing.
Yep.
And the whole episode is her embracing the Force and realizing that her fear of death will only weaken her when in actuality she should be able to embrace it and not be afraid of dying. But there's a lot of like trials and tribulations with it. It's a lot of like them trying to teach her like, oh, you need to like feel everything. And she's like, feel everything. I can't see nothing. How can I feel? And that kind of thing. And eventually her eyes literally open, where she can see because of the Force. And as
This
we talk
was
about mostly, it's like when you use the Force to see, you almost see better.
yep. This was kind of it was, she was taking I don't want to say Jedi trials, but she was taking trials to test her strength in the Force in terms of, can she resist the dark side, because obviously with all this negative stuff, can she overcome it?
Yes,
Um
and obviously it wasn't a planned trial either. That's the big piece here. Where
yeah.
it was,
Yep.
but you're absolutely right. It was a trial. She passed with flying colors. And also, what threw me off was when they show her fighting herself. I didn't know it was herself right away. Like
Yeah, I
they
didn't
did
either.
like they did the visuals just so great enough that you thought it was like a version of the other person, and in actuality, it was a combination of her and that one. And then she's like, "No,
Yep.
I'm okay with dying." And then gets the lightsabers thrown through her, and it like gives the ambiguousness of her being like, "I don't care if we die, like we're gonna be fine, like because we're one with the Force." And then she just gets up and walks away.
Yeah. No, it was a great episode, great message, great
It's so hard to explain, but it was so
yeah.
visually perfect. It was visually perfect. It told a story so well with it just being quite literally one character.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah. No, it was no, it was you nailed it right on the head. I can't say anything to add to that. Like
But it's
what
like it's
how
one of
you
those weird
described it
things.
is
Like
great.
this episode was like one of those almost as the next one I could talk a little bit more about. But like this one, I feel like you can't use words to justify it that well because it was just so visual that the
Yeah.
visuals made it so much better.
The visuals made
Oh,
this episode.
100%,
It
hundred
told the
percent.
story of what, you're going through. It's like you're going through, obviously as a force sensitive person, we can't experience that, but like in terms of like being blind, your other senses are heightened. And that's basically how they were showing that through the animation. She lost her sight. How can she, how is she is now losing everything that she knows? How can she move forward and overcome this? I don't want to say hiccup, but you know, stepping stone.
Yes,
Let's say that. Um,
definitely.
and she questioned her place as a Jedi. She was beating down on herself. How
She
can
had no
how
faith
can
in
she
herself
fail?
whatsoever.
Yep. Overconfidence in the at the beginning because she thought she could handle someone that she couldn't. Um,
Yes, very
so
much so. I mean, it's the typical teenage stuff. Um,
yep.
absolutely. This next episode was a trip in and of itself. It's literally Fade to Black. I told Mike I had to watch this twice because I thought there was something wrong with the episode. Um, and then when I watched it a second time, I was like, "Oh, there was nothing wrong. This was meant to be exactly like this." So the idea
Yep.
of this episode, and I told you after. Once I told you, you were like, "Oh, that makes a lot more sense," because it was
Yeah.
one of those things where this is supposed to be obviously from the eyes of a specific stormtrooper, and the idea is, and this is my thought process. I don't know if this part might not be accurate, but it sounds like to me that they
Hmm.
were on the the Death Star when it blows up, and it doesn't blow up quickly. It sounded based on how this guy was dying, right? Like there was a
Hmm.
lot of explosions internally before it actually blew up completely.
Yep.
And as death is coming, he is reliving all of the past stuff that he's dealt with um, as an Imperial soldier. And it was very trippy. Some music, some not. It very much gave me like an acid trip, but it's
Yeah.
also like what you're expecting to see before you die. Your life flash before your eyes. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what this episode was. And I this was another one where that's all I can say because anything else, you'll be like, what happened? What? And it's like you have to see it to understand it.
Absolutely.
And to be fair, you
Um,
have to watch it twice because I didn't understand it the first time.
let me see if I can find a synopsis of it. But like in the
Oh, no,
description
oh,
on
you ready
Disney
for the no,
Plus,
no. The synopsis says, "I have a psychedelic battle between past and present, light and dark, life and death, play out in the haunted psyche of an Imperial trooper who is on the cusp of defeat."
yeah.
It's
So
that
like
simple.
that. So like that's kind of like what I was, because he was haunted. So I'm curious, like if he might have somehow survived and is now like tortured by his memories.
I think it's more the fact of like he survived longer than expected, and
Mm,
because of that, he was reliving all the bad stuff. And like obviously, when the ship completely blows up, I'm under the impression he's dead.
yeah, that's fair.
But overall, great. I mean, I loved every second of it. It was very good. Um,
I was just
all
watching that show, like, that episode, like, what is going on right
no
now?
that episode messed with me. And to be fair, it was good that it was last because I think I would have needed to take a break after that one.
That's for sure. if that
But
was if that was if that was the first one, I don't know how I would have kept going because it's just like seriously.
yeah, no, that one was a trip and a half. But I will have to say though, it does tell a good story, but it's definitely one like you have to like very much interpret.
Yeah.
It's not
So like
something.
it's one of those this episode at least because they didn't outright say how it was. It could be interpreted as like I said because he was haunted by his memories. It could have been PTSD or death reliving his life. So like it's one of it's like cuz soldiers surviving war and going through traumatic experience, there's a lot of messed up stuff that is flowing through their head. So I had told you that I was talking about how when I first saw the episode and how it was so trippy, I was like, "Is this zombies coming into Star Wars?" And
Mhm.
obviously, as it went on more and more, and
It was
especially
clearly
after,
not.
yeah,
No, but I mean,
um,
you're right. You wouldn't have been like realistically, it wasn't like a crazy outlandish idea you had, as weird as it sounds, based on the visuals we got. Obviously, when
yeah,
you watched more, you realized, oh, that's not what that was.
yeah, yep,
But overall, I mean, great season. I'm looking forward to a season four, obviously, for
absolutely.
obvious reasons. But overall, I mean, so well done. Very much like it. Um, hold on. But yeah, anything else you want to add?
Which I'm gonna have to pull it back up, but which do you say this season was your favorite episode? And now, obviously, you don't have to say like it can change.
I feel like for right now, I feel like it's still the duel.
The duel. I think that one's definitely up there.
It's up there. And right now, it's the only one that's coming to my head to being like number one because I feel like they were. I think that one overall was the best one, but I think there were parts of other ones that were better. If you understand what I mean.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Because I feel like
Um,
that one to me felt the most overall better. Um, but that's what I'm sticking with for right now. But definitely agreed. Top without a problem, without a question. But for you,
I think for me, I'm caught between the duel and the Ninth Jedi. Because
that's fair.
I think just the story that the Ninth Jedi was telling was, uh, the idea of believing in yourself and having faith in yourself that you can achieve better things and achieve more. Um,
No, I
like you
agree. I
said, the
get
duel was just like the one that set the standard, and it was straight into the point, whereas the other ones had more meaning and message to them.
absolutely,
Um,
absolutely. I definitely agree with you. But overall, it was very good. I mean, we'll have to.
yep.
Obviously, we're gonna have to give it some time to really settle in,
Once
because
they come out with season 4, we're gonna rewatch them again,
yeah, and I'm
anyways, just
curious.
like
I'm
we did
curious
with.
where it stands up. Because I feel like it'll still be good, but I'm curious if some of them might not be as good. Um,
I'm curious when we come back and watch it if you're going to like the second one more after disliking it now.
Also true. Also, that could very well be it too. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. But if that's it, Mike, we're gonna go on to my character spotlight.
Yep.
All right, so my character spotlight is a little different. I'm not doing a person. I'm doing a title. I told Mike before I started. So, Mike, what is the title of Sorcerer Supreme to you?
What is the title? Like, what does it mean to me, or like
Like, what? So, when you hear somebody is the Sorcerer Supreme, what is that?
they are the best, the best sorcerer alive in the present. So like the current strongest person. They are not. I'm not going to say strongest, but most skilled and potentially most knowledgeable
Magic.
in magic. Yep, and uh, the leader, also the leaders of uh, at least the sorcerers
Komatage.
that are of Kamatage, at the very
Here's
least.
all right. So here's my question, right? When you think of the Sorcerer Supreme, like where is their domain?
So I want to also point out, because my knowledge is singled out to MCU and not
I
as
know,
much comics.
I
So
know. No. But there's a reason why I'm asking because this is going to help
yep.
you. Because the idea, so the idea is you're
So
absolutely correct. It is the
so
most knowledgeable person of magic and being able to use it as well. So it's not just knowledge; it's also the ability to use it. The
okay.
idea is the Sorcerer Supreme is based on dimensions. So Earth 616 has their own Sorcerer Supreme.
Yep.
Weirdly enough, the dimension of in Limbo in 616 has their own Sorcerer Supreme, which is actually Magic's, Colossus' sister. So each area has their own. There's also the Dark Universe that has their own Sorcerer Supreme. So you understand where I'm going with this, right?
Yep.
So the to be fair, when you think of Sorcerer Supremes, who do you think of? Obviously, there's one big. There should be two that come to your mind the fastest.
I mean, Doctor Strange.
Absolutely.
Um, and I mean, from MCU, it's Wong.
Yeah. Yes, I was thinking more the ancient one.
Okay, yeah. I
But
mean,
no,
Ancient One
not
is
Ancient One.
technically Dormammu Sorcerer Supreme of the the Dark Universe.
No, because he's a he rules the domain, so it's a little different.
Okay.
Think of it this way: Mephisto can't be the Sorcerer Supreme of Hell. He is Hell. If you understand what I
Okay.
mean.
Yeah.
Does that make
Okay.
it better?
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
get your point, but you get where I'm going, right?
Yeah.
So the reason why I wanted to talk about the Sorcerer Supreme is because Marvel, in a news story, has decided that they have a new Sorcerer Supreme. Guess who it is? And Mike, just to give you a heads up, it is somebody that we've seen in the MCU.
It's someone we've seen in the MCU.
And all right, yes, we've seen. They've had stories about them, multiple stories.
I'm trying to think of magic users at this point. How many
I
people?
will, I will give I will allow two answers, even though only one is correct. But there should be at least two that come to your mind right away.
Oh man.
This is depressing.
No, I'm legitimately blanking on like okay.
So Scarlet Witch is the newest Sorcerer Supreme.
Oh, okay. I wasn't considering her because of the fact that in my head her story is basically done, so I was not considering her.
Yeah. So anyway, because I would have also allowed Agatha, even though that was incorrect. But
You know what's funny is not Agatha. I wasn't going to say Agatha. I was actually
Billy.
that was my that was my second one. The for so my top two was Cersei and Billy. Because in my head they were the most recent sorcerers or magic users that have come to be in that are alive in the MCU.
And Cersei, so you know, is the Sorceress Supreme of the Dark Dimension. So she is
Oh,
already a Sorceress Supreme. So if
okay.
that makes you feel better.
That okay.
No. That doesn't ruin anything. I'm just you are correct to think that she would be one, and she is.
So I'm right and wrong.
Yeah, pretty much. That's kind of how your life has been. So
Yep.
anyway, Sorcerer Supreme. The reason why I wanted to bring this up is because obviously I talked about
I think I had actually saw that on Twitter pop up a little while ago, and I just completely forgot about it.
So Scarlet Witch is now going to be deemed the new Sorcerer Supreme, blah blah blah, and whatever that story goes, right? And
Mm-hmm.
she's teaming up with Agatha, shockingly. But obviously, this Agatha is more like our MCU version, where she's younger in appearance. She's
Okay.
still got the gray streaks, but for the most part, she looks younger. So Mike, do you know who the first known Sorcerer Supreme has been?
I have no idea. No.
I know you don't, and I knew you would never. But
No.
when I say that, it should sound familiar. Agamotto.
Okay. Yeah, it does sound familiar.
So remember the Eye of Agamotto?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So that's where that comes from, right? So there's been a few others that have come to pass. First off, there was a lot. I don't know why I didn't think that there was this many. But this is just from 616. I'm not doing the other dimensions. I'm not doing any of that because it's like Magix is for Limbo. Clea, not Cersei. Clea is the Dark Dimensions version of it. You know what I mean? So it's like all these different ones are just there's no point in necessarily talking about it.
Yeah.
Also, weirdly enough, Doctor Strange has been the Sorcerer Supreme of Asgard as well.
Asgard. What?
I know that throws me off. Don't ask questions. I don't have answers. So
I'm gonna ask
some,
questions. You bring it up. I'm gonna ask questions.
but you're whatever. So a lot of these things, like Solomon is considered a Sorcerer Supreme. I'm assuming that they're going off of like history in general.
Yeah.
Queen of Sheba was one. Tarifra, who you don't know. Merlin,
No.
which makes sense.
Yep, definitely.
Magician, Magine? No, Makeen. Makeen. Sorry, Makeen.
Where'd the G come from?
If you would see how many names I'm skipping, there's a reason.
Oh, okay.
Other that throws me off is like Herman Shaw, which you don't know. Sir Isaac Newton.
Actually, that name sounds familiar. Herman Shaw legitimately sounds familiar.
I know. I think it's somebody in actual history. But anyway, obviously Sir Isaac Newton, you know.
Yep.
Which I also find interesting that he would be a Sorcerer Supreme. We have Spirit Rider, who is like an early version of Ghost Rider at one point. The Ancient One, which obviously you know.
Mm-hmm.
We have this person who's claiming to be the Sorcerer Supreme, Margot of the Winding Way. No idea who she is, but she was claiming to be, which I find to be interesting.
Okay.
Dr. Voodoo, Loki.
Okay.
Makes sense, but not what you would think, right?
Yep.
Clea Strange, aka the woman that we see at the end of Multiverse of Madness.
Clea Strange.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, so they get married. Okay.
In the comics they do, yeah. That doesn't mean they're going to in the movies. But anyway, so she's been the Sorcerer Supreme in this realm and in the Dark Dimension as well. And then obviously, who else but Doctor Strange? But the big one here is there's one last person that we haven't talked about. Obviously, I'm not bringing up Scarlet Witch because it's brand new and it technically hasn't been official yet because the story hasn't started. But who do you think is the other magic user in Marvel who could be the Sorcerer Supreme?
MCU?
No. Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not if I don't know. I get this is where it gets a little awkward because it's like they've been mentioned. They've been we saw them, but we really haven't like gotten a big story yet. I guess or we haven't gotten really a story of them yet. But it's a big name character in Marvel in general.
All right. I mean, and obviously they're a magic user. So who?
Yes, they might not be known for their magic, but they are a magic user.
All right. That really throws her. I actually have no idea.
Okay, they fought Darth Vader in a death battle.
Who fought Darth Vader? Crap.
Oh my gosh, you really?
No, I don't remember. Who was it? I just remember. No. You know what's funny is like when the fighting Darth Vader in Death Battle. The only one I'm thinking of right now is Superman, Superman and Batman.
I was like, no, neither of those. It was Doctor Doom.
I forgot he fought Darth Vader. I forgot about that.
And what we also forget is because we always think of Doom as technology. He is
He's magic. Yeah.
He's gone toe to toe with Mephisto with magic, to get his mom's soul back. That's a whole nother story.
I actually remember you telling me that a while ago. Yeah.
It's a nice story. I enjoy it. But no, Doctor Doom has been the Sorcerer Supreme in the past before as well. It's just so interesting to think about because it's not who you would expect for obvious reasons.
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah.
Because it wouldn't be. it's one of those things where Doom is just so well versed in everything that you would not be expecting it. But I thought
Yeah.
I would do this because Sorcerer Supreme is obviously something that's coming up in the comics. They're changing who it is going to be. And I also just wanted to know, like, what do you know about it? Because is it the other thing too is it you have to? This is where it gets weird. It's like appointed to you, but like other people have to kind of agree. Like you have to basically like. This is where it gets weird. Like Doctor Strange could go up against Wong and like do an actual battle to prove that he's better and get the title back, but
Hmm.
like he can't just be like, "I'm back alive, I'm taking it."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of
They
like a
kind of
magical,
made that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a magical thing, but it's also like a political thing. Like not actually political, but like other people have to be like, yeah, like obviously yes, and like
Other
also
people have
like
to recognize it. Yeah.
yeah,
Otherwise, it means nothing.
exactly. And it's just so weird to think about because the MCU really emphasized the fact of it being like it's hard to get and like obviously people have to die before you can easily get it type of thing.
Yep.
Um, but no, I thought it'd be interesting to do that and talk about that for a little bit. And we'll see what I talk about next week. Because next week, we don't know what we're going to be talking about. Um,
Well, I will be talking about something next week because it's my spotlight next week.
oh, yeah, I meant like for the main topic.
Oh, okay.
Because nothing is coming out yet. I think
No?
nothing new is coming out unless something surprises us, which still is a possibility. As of right now, nothing's coming out until the end of January.
Yeah. Um, Nothing. Yeah, there's no confirmation of anything coming out. Like you said, something could get a surprise drop, but no trailers. There's been a while since we've had a trailer.
I can't disagree with you. I'm just gonna double check again.
Just in some case something comes up.
Well, no, I'm just looking for season 3. But it sounds like they're also working on season 4 at the same time. Because it
Is
sounds
there?
like they were greenlit for season
Oh
2.
yeah, it's already. Yeah, I just saw that post.
So anyway, regardless, I'm assuming we're gonna get that at least started before Christmas. Um, but we don't know that for a fact, obviously.
Yeah. We'll have to.
We
We'll
were
have to
caught off
see.
guard for season 2, so we're probably going to be caught off guard for season 3. So for now, if you made it this far into the video, please make sure to like and subscribe down below. Other than that, this is going to be Scott and Mike signing out of the Black Eel Podcast. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.